Now we have tech this morning. We're going to round up the discussion we've had so far this month on building a tech business. Now we have Toby Ali, who is an entrepreneur, business management consultant, who started his career as a tech analyst, a co-founder of Jawo, a fintech app. And today we're talking about raising funding for your tech startup. That's how we're rounding up. We've spoken about modalities, how to go about it, how to build a tech business, what to look for. Now you've done all of that and money, that's the next thing. It's a big capital intensive, like you told us. You've done this, you've spent, but you've lost money trying to put this all together. So you are in a position to tell us how one can raise money, and not just only raise money, how not to lose it, because you've lost. So that means you have the experience.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
Yeah. So,
how does one raise money?
Yeah. So
for such a startup.
So the first thing I would like to say is, when people say, "Oh, I would have loved to do this idea, I'd have loved to start this tech business. I've tested it out, but I don't have money." The truth is that before you think of raising money, you first and foremost need to look at yourself. Now, I think I need to say this. No one is going to put in any money into something that you've not put in money yourself.
Ha!
So let me say that again. No one is going to put, or let me put it this way, no one is going to put substantial amount of money into any venture that you yourself are not fully invested in. So the first thing you need to do is, sometimes, even some things in tech, is not just about money. When we are saying capital, it doesn't have to be money. What are the things you need? So you might need to first and foremost get the necessary skill. So the skill in terms of tech, do you want to use a non-code applications to be able to build? If you can do that, do you even have some money that you've saved? Or do you even have some experience that you can trade to get maybe some people to do some work for you? That's the way you need to think about it first. Because the truth is this, there is something for a tech business that you must build before you can even raise money through some other means I've mentioned. There's something called an MVP, which is a minimum valuable product. And for you to really say you are a tech business, or for you to even get funding from VCs or from banks or anywhere, you need to create that MVP. And that MVP, it's either you are building it yourself, or like I mentioned last week, you partner with somebody who has areas, who is experienced in the areas of coding, back end, front end. Then you guys build it together. Now, once you have been able to once you'll be able to raise that money yourself, or it's your own talent that you are using. Because sometimes, think of it this way: if for instance you are a full stack developer and you found an area where there's big business, you don't necessarily need money. You can use your skills, your expertise. You can, instead of you paying somebody, you can do that. The things you just be paying for might be little things like server and other stuff like that. So once you have explored that route and you have like an MVP, then you have family and friends. This is the truth of the matter. And I need to say this. Your network, investors. Yes, your network, like they say, is your network is your net worth.
Net worth.
If you don't have family and friends that you can raise money from first, the truth is, for you to get money from VCs is not as easy as people think. There's a lot going on right now in the tech space. You hear this one raise 4 million, you hear this one raise 6 million.
Yeah.
They forget that those guys who raised 5 million, 6 million, $1 million, they didn't just raise it like that. They were angel investors that first helped them. Some of them have even bootstrapped. You know what bootstrap is? Meaning that they have been paying their bills, they have been paying for all these things for years before VCs came in. Because there are even some VCs which are venture capitalists. Capitalists. There are even some that will not put any money in any startup that at least somebody else has not invested. Either an angel investor, which can be a family or friend, or somebody who your friend maybe introduced you to. So people need to understand that looking out for that $4 million raise, $1 million raise, it doesn't just come.
It doesn't just come that way.
You need to first and foremost put in your own money. You need to also put in your own time and effort. Get money from family and friends before you start thinking venture.
Wonderful. I like this. You've gotten this money. You've done all of this. You've tried family, friends. You've hustled.
Yes.
Let's say that you've put this in. You've invested of yourself, your resources, capital, and all that. How do you not lose this money?
Well,
because how do you not lose this money?
So this is the thing. The truth of the matter is that whether it's investing or whether it's building a business, there's no way you're not going to lose money. There are things you are going to lose money on. But the smart thing you need to understand, for a business, for instance, startups need serious funding. Sometimes I laugh at some of these stuff I see on TV, without mentioning their names, where somebody is trying to sell his equity of his stake for 10 million. If you want to really build a startup that will house like 1 million people, that money is too small. You need serious money. But the way in which, in quotes, you minimize your losses is the business itself must have something called a viable business model. There has to be something in the business that, even though it's taking in a lot of money by staffing and other things, there has to be something that is bringing in more money into the business than what you are spending. Because the truth about it is this: you will spend money on advertisements. Some of those advertisements will not work. You will spend money on team members. Some of those team members might not stay long. In quote, you might think you've lost the money. But if there is something that, if that your business is really raking in money, if you have a very good business model, then in the long run, because startups themselves don't even start making money immediately, it will take some time. You might lose money, but after a while, you begin to gain money, especially when you have a lot of users and your business, of course, is paying.
Wonderful. We have to round up. Your final words on startup, raising money and all of that. Your final words. What is the final word to somebody out there who wants to start up a tech business and how they go about it? Just your final words to someone out there.
So what I would say is this: if you're an African, this is the best time to be alive. There are so many problems that we have in Africa. And if you are able to solve those problems, if problems in Nigeria are very similar to the problems in Kenya, if you are able to solve those problems and build a business around it, in the next 10 years, you'll be on Forbes. So if there's a time for people to really get into tech, this is the time. There are a lot of things that you can start first in Africa. Just know that it's going to take time. It's going to take expertise. You are going to need to be a lion. You are going to need to be rugged. You start some things, it might fail. Keep at it. And I hope to see you even on a program like this, and even to see a lot of the startups that are rising, from Africa.
Toby Ali, it is always a pleasure having you here on our different segments. And of course, this month I was also able to pick something, and I hope you out there be able to pick it up. Thank you so much
for having me.
All right, that's it. Hope you're able to pick something. The Africa, this is our time. We can go out there, and like you said, in 10 years, we'll just see you at Forbes 30 under 30 or 40 under 40. Maybe they might move to 50 under 50, or, well, it never ends.